Big public announcement. I'm coming out and making it official, guys. I am ending the podcast side of things for the Duck Zone 503 brand. I'm not going anywhere, though. Don't think I'm leaving. I'm staying on all social media platforms. Make sure you follow us on there. But as far as the podcast side of things go, I'm going to be walking away from this side of things, guys. I'm going to be letting everything out today, the reason why I'm walking away, and what the Duck Zone 503 brand is going to be moving forward and how you guys can stay connected to us. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Duck Zone 503 podcast. Talking all things Oregon football. With your host, Dominiqk Peterson. Let's go.
Good evening, guys. The date is February 1st, 2024, and it's kind of a sad day today. I'm not going to lie, because today I'm officially announcing that I am walking away from the podcasting side of things. Look, guys, I'm just going to be completely real and genuine with you guys. I love nothing more than connecting with you guys, giving you guys content, being part of the Oregon Duck community. There's nothing like it. Look, from somebody who has a full-time job, like I love doing podcasts. I love Oregon football, but at the end of the day, guys, this is just for fun for me. This is just a side hobby for me, and I wanted to see where this goes. And guys, it has grown tremendously with you guys. It has grown to the likes I've never seen, that I never even thought of. I did this for fun starting 3 years ago in 2021. In December 2021, right when Mario Cristobal got fired, I decided, you know what? I want to make my voice heard. I want to give my opinion on this firing of, or not fired, but left. I want to give my opinion. So I left. So I left and went ahead and started this podcast for you guys. And it's been awesome. It's been great. I love it. But this is the thing, guys. I just got to be real. I got to be genuine. I'm a man with a full-time job. I'm a man with family needs and a man with his own needs. Now, the podcast side of things has really torn me down mentally and physically the last year. I'm just going to be real with you guys. To be on top of news, to have a 40 to 60 hour a week job, and to do this podcasting all at the same time has really just gave me a workload that I cannot deal with. Okay, that I simply cannot deal with. And to compete with the other great podcasts, I'm talking Matt Pre, Max Torres, Sports Chat, and to say the word compete is a friendly word because I love all those guys. I love their coverage, but at the end of the day, those guys are killing it, man, as far as the podcasting side of things go. There's other channels out there that you guys can go get your news as far as the podcasting side of things go. And I know a lot of you right now are saying, well, Dom, I like your takes. I like your style of podcast. I want yours. And I respect it. And there's no reason why I want to walk away from podcasting as far as a hobby goes. I love doing this. It's just a time management thing for me, guys. Like, look, I'm on at 7:42 p.m., and I've been busy all day as far as work goes, as far as giving you guys updates on social media. It's been tough. Okay, on the podcast. So it's just a business decision for me and a mental health decision for me to take some workload off of my day and to give the podcasting side of things to the guys who do it real professionally, the guys that are backed by 247, On3 Sports, that are backed by Sports Illustrated. I mean, these are major media conglomerates that are backing some of these guys on the Oregon media side of things. And all credit to them, all power to them. They do an excellent job. I love what they do, and I'm actually referring you guys to them. But as far as I go, I've got to shut things down, man. It is getting tough. It is getting a huge workload on me to keep going with as far as the social media side of things, to produce the podcast, to make the covers, to shoot the podcast, to edit the podcast, to get the content out, to promote the content from the podcast. I mean, to line up guests for the podcast. This is a workload for somebody who does not have a full-time job. That their main duty is to cover Oregon football. And as much as I do a good job of it, as much time as I have to cover Oregon football, I don't have a full 24 hours in my day. There's at least 8 to 16 hours sometimes where I can't even be in the Oregon football world. I don't even know what's going on. There's times where I'm catching up and I'm feeding you guys stuff that you already know. So at the end of the day, guys, this is just a business decision for me and a time management, a mental health decision for me. and for my own sake to take some workload off, man. Because I'm talking from the time I wake up, I'm going to work. I get off of work, I'm giving you guys updates. Then I got to write out the podcast, make sure I'm giving you guys the facts, no misinformation. Then I got to make a cover. And look, it might sound like I'm just bitching here and doing all this, but I'm just giving you guys put yourself in my shoes for a second on why I gotta step back from this podcast. Look, I love giving you guys recruit interviews, updates, keeping you guys updated on here. And look, if you guys are part of the crew, part of the crowd out there that just follows me on YouTube or Spotify, you guys don't follow the social media, you're not into social media, I get it. But look, our Instagram right now, as far as Duck Zone goes, we're at 8.3K. 8.3K, guys. We've got over 5,000 followers the last 2 months. So it is going crazy right now on Instagram. Twitter, we have 2.7K. We just hit 2.7 on there. TikTok, we're going up. We got about 800 followers on there. Facebook page, same thing, 800 followers. Our TikTok and Facebook pages got started late, but our Instagram page is our number one source of information. And I'm just gonna let you know, man, if you guys are on here and you guys are just really locked into the podcast part of things, do not fret, do not frown. Because I'm going to be on all platforms. I'm talking Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, formerly known X, Twitter. I'm there. Okay, I'm going to be giving you guys all the news as much as I can. But as far as coming here on the podcast, picking up the microphone, doing all this, I'm stepping away, guys. I'm stepping away. And this is not really my strong suit, okay? To be real with you guys. I love giving you guys information. I'm on top of news. I can give you guys my opinions. But podcasting, putting a podcast together, not really my thing. And I did this thing for 3 years. We started the podcast in 2021 as a fun little hobby. As it's grown, it's gotten more serious. It's gotten more listeners. And it's getting to the point where I got to pick and choose, man. I either got to go all in on giving you guys quick updates on the social media, which has been quick, right when they come out, or doing it the podcast side of things, which in my opinion, I feel like I got to wait for all this information to come out, put it together in a show, record it, repurpose it as far as content goes. I mean, this is just a giant workload. So fortunately, guys, I'm going to be stepping away from the podcast, but I have no way, shape, or form is the Duck Zone 503 brand going anywhere. So again, I'll repeat myself. If you guys just tune into the podcast like this, and this is where you guys have seen me and the podcast, please make sure to go follow us on all our social media platforms at DuckZone503 on Instagram and Twitter, at DuckZone.503 on TikTok, and at DuckZone503 on Facebook as well. So guys, please make sure you're locked in on there. I will make sure to give you guys all the quickest updates. I'm not going anywhere. Also, guys, Instagram Live, Twitter, they allow you to go live on Instagram as I am now, right? On Twitter, they allow you to host spaces where you can talk to other people. So I'll be more active going Instagram Live with you guys. Make sure when news breaks, try to go on Instagram Live. I'll be more active on Twitter Spaces. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever done a Twitter Space once. I've been in a few, but I don't think I've actually hosted any of them myself. So it's going to be fun. All I'm doing here is I'm just rebranding, readjusting my focus on where I'm going to be pushing the information. So this is just a giant public announcement for all of you guys wondering why has Dominiqk not been on the podcast? There hasn't been a podcast out for weeks. It's because I'm officially ending it, guys. This is it. I don't have the energy. I don't have the time. I don't have the resources to be trying to keep putting out podcasts the way I've been doing it. And as much as I love it, I love getting recruits on here for you guys. I love building this brand. But the podcast side of things just has not been taken off. So as a business decision, I got to end the podcast side of things. Who knows? We could return to a podcast base. We could return back to the podcast side of things. But as of now, moving forward, going into this year, 2024, I'm just going to be shifting my focus on building the social media side of things, building the brand, and giving you guys the quickest, cleanest updates content-wise that we can. That's the main focus moving forward for Duck Zone. Let's check in with some of you guys. What's up, man? Keep the content coming. Duck Nation is counting on it. Appreciate you, man. No doubt about it. Best of luck, bro. Keep the positive surrounding Oregon going in the future, Ducks. No doubt. Like I said, guys, I'm not going anywhere. Okay. I'm just going to be off the podcast. I'm not going to be on the podcast anymore. The podcast is shutting down. But if you guys want to stay connected, to the Duck Zone 503 brand, go hit the follow button, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Because by doing this, by taking a step off the podcast, this is going to allow at least 3 or 4 hours every day into my life where I can breathe and get things done around my house that I need to get done. My grandmother is crippled, doesn't have a caregiver. I'm not trying to get into my personal life here, but I'm just saying, man, there are needs around from my friends to my family, just for myself, that I need at a mental health break where it's like I am just going and going and going. And as a college football media dude, I'm not a journalist in any way. I'm not a podcaster. I'm just a media personality. We can put it like that. The Duck Zone 503 podcast is somebody who does this, man. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. As somebody who tries to keep it on top of the news, this is almost like a full-time job. And I'm not getting paid a dime to do none of this. I just do it as a simpleness of I'm a big fan. I love having conversation with Oregon fans. I love keeping Oregon fans informed. That's the reason why I do it, man. And I just got to take a look at, like, you know, as much as I love doing this, there's my friends, my family have talked to me. Dom, you got to take a break here and there, man. There's months sometimes where you're just going and going, especially during the season, where I'm just not taking a break off of college football or media or none of that. And as a human being, as a soul, as a human species, it's just not good for anybody to be just constantly going, man. And there needs to be a break. And somebody who, by myself, man, I'm doing all the updates, all the cover photos, all the content getting together, all looking for all the sources, going on all the chat blogs about the Ducks. I'm on there, man. I'm grinding for you guys, trying to get you guys the clearest source of information. Brian says, "But what? Wait, what?" RIP, I just started listening in like December. I'm so sorry, man. The podcast has been around for a few years now. It just kind of took off, which a lot of people are looking at me like, bro, the podcast just took off. Why are you ending it? I get it, but there has to be a break with me, man. I have to step back and just go, where am I excelling? Where are things not taking off? And as much as a lot of you do tune into the podcast, as much as a lot of you do tune into me talk, most of the people who take in the content of Duck Zone 503 mostly take in from the Instagram, the tweets, the Facebook posts. That's most of where it's coming from. And on top of that, I can get you guys the information 10 times quicker right from a click of a button, and you guys will know the information already without me having to set up the podcast, without me having to put up the cameras, the lighting, and do everything that involves the podcast while having a full-time job. Let me remind you, I have a full-time job where I'm working 40 to 60 hours a week, man. So it's just been tough. But I wanted to get out here, make a public announcement so you guys are aware of why maybe podcasts ain't coming out. So if you guys have been locked in with me on Spotify or YouTube, please head to Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or Facebook. Those 4 platforms right there, I will be getting all the Oregon football updates for you directly. Other than that, guys, I'm excited for 2024. I'm going to stay locked in with you guys on the Duck Zone 503 social media platforms there. Make sure to stay tuned in. This is just goodbye for now. We could possibly be returning to a podcast-based content in the future. Maybe if I get a couple co-hosts that can help me run the show, something like that. But as of right now, it's just a too much of a workload, guys, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you guys are upset. I'm sorry if you guys are mad at me or sad. But just take it like this, man. Instead of getting your content from me on YouTube or Spotify, just go to Instagram, go to Facebook, go to Twitter. I'll be going live. If you guys want to have physical conversations with me, I'll be going live with you guys. I'll be doing spaces on Twitter. So don't think I'm leaving. As always, guys, I will be here. Go Ducks. I'm your host, Dominiqk Peterson. One more time, let's watch this intro. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for everybody who believes in me, who believes in the Duck Zone 503 brand. And also for all those who have tuned in throughout the last 3 years on this show. Because, man, when I started this, I didn't want it to be serious at all. It was just something for fun for me and my dad to do. And to see where it's going, to see how our social media platforms are building, it's turned into something that I've never seen in my life. And it's all thanks to you, the Duck fans, man. It's all thanks to you guys. As always, guys, go Ducks. Stay with me. Please tell all your friends and family who maybe watch the podcast who are not on social media that much. Please tell them what is happening. Show them this public announcement. so we can all stay locked in. As always, guys, go Ducks. I'll see you guys on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Please go follow. It's right there. Let's watch this intro one last time. Go Ducks.
Welcome to the Duck Zone 503 podcast. Talking all things Oregon football. With your host, Dominiqk Peterson. Let's go.